My mama told me.
Which song is that?
Simple Man.
Oh. Simple kind of man.
Well, before we start this, I realized that we don't. If you like our podcast, please like and subscribe us.
Oh, yeah. We never say that.
And
yeah, if they've made it this
this
far.
This video also is sponsored by Gumble. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it will never happen again.
We have to do a review on that movie. So when we make the reference.
So people get the reference.
Yeah, it is a film reference, but it is a deep, deep film reference.
It is a disturbing film reference.
Yeah, no, that movie's unpleasant.
That is as dark. We got halfway through it.
You didn't see the one scene I saw. This is not about to be the Caligula episode. But anyways, there is a film with a respectable budget and a respectable cast.
Yeah.
That has things nobody needs to see.
Are we talking about Caligula?
Yeah. I'm just saying that's where...
There's like 3 Oscar winners in the movie, and it's the most expensive adult film ever made. But it's not filmed like
and
one.
Helen Mirren's in it. Yeah, no, it's not.
Peter O'Toole's in it. Michael McDowell, and there's a few other people. And they just... yeah.
Like I've said, if you watch that as if it was a porn, and that's your bag, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you're fucked in the head.
But if you watch it as a actual like movie,
it's interesting. It's well done. It's a grand scale. Done. Like I have never seen those things done at that scale, and actually, I haven't seen the majority of those.
Especially
things.
That one scene where they're like, "Let us play a game," and there's like that giant thing that's like chopping people's heads off with their like whole bodies in the dirt, and this is the giant,
which is an amazing set.
Giant blade, and they're like, "Let's throw." They're throwing like tomatoes.
It was made in the 70s, right?
Like late 70s.
Yeah.
It's a legit movie.
Yeah, but they're throwing the tomatoes, and fucking Malcolm McDowell is.
Are you a virgin?
Jesus, dude, I hate that you always say that, because then I think of the fucking scene, and I'm just like, it's not even believably done visually, even though so many things...
You're just like this.
Yeah, right. This is a very vague, but like, I guess you could say it's censored. Because it's a legit movie, and like that is...
Well, he's like, glump, glump, glump.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I mean, anyways.
Yeah, whatever.
But regardless, what it was implying, and based on that, they showed pretty much anything and everything else.
Yeah, that's how we're starting.
Yeah.
That's how we're starting.
So that's it. So if we say cum bowl, that's a reference to that.
Yeah.
Or if we say Caligula.
Because,
Yeah, because we witnessed that, and we witness life, and art is reporting what you've seen in any way possible.
We've just lost more viewers.
We're
sponsored by Caligula. No.
I don't think we did. I hope not. No.
Nah, that's a good conversation starter.
Yeah, it's part of it. You're the one that said combo.
It came to my mind. I like your dinosaur.
In the bowl.
Yeah. I love the dinosaur though.
It's Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla.
And it's completely unfinished.
It's unfinished.
No.
Oh, is that the one that's on like plywood?
Yeah. What was?
Well, there was the one I bought.
I'm not at all done with it. I did it after a girl and I stopped seeing each other. What?
The one I bought from you, you're just like, here's this. It's like the heart with 2 pieces. You put it together. It's the heart.
Oh yeah.
He's like here, and I lift it up. And I'm like, what the hell is this? He's like, oh, I found it like in a dumpster, and I painted on it.
It is possible.
Say the best art is recycled art.
So that's acrylics and depression. It's not done yet, but I actually intended to go in with Sharpie.
I thought this, so I was like on for a second. I'm like, what is this? And I realized it's a dog bone.
Oh, that's a Caligula.
Yeah. Well, mine is just
Yeah.
of a guy surfing on a wave.
With a stick.
With a
That's
stick.
impressive.
It's like it's I think one of those surfboards with a.
The jet?
No, it's a surfboard, but the guy just had one of those sticks, I think, to go faster.
Oh, okay.
Because he was legit surfing. He would, like, lift I think I took, like, a legit 200-300 pictures of this guy. But a lot of it was, like, rapid fire where you hit the button, it's like, brrr, and it just takes picture after picture.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this was one of, like, 200 pictures that I took.
It's good. I like the 3-tier of the waves in the sun.
But I have several other ones I printed also.
Of that guy?
Of this guy, yeah. I don't know his name. Never met the guy, but he looked cool.
It's out there in the ocean. You create art just by what?
No, I always love that thing from George Bush where he couldn't remember the saying. He's like I said earlier, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and he like paused for like a good 5 seconds. He's like, it'll never happen again.
Yeah. He had some good quotes.
Dude, he had some great quotes.
He had some really good quotes.
Great comedic quotes.
What a funny guy.
What a great guy. What a funny guy. Oh man, sometimes presidents are comedians.
I mean, they're a punchline for every comedian, and sometimes they are
Saturday Night
comedians.
Live, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean,
I
you're in a bar or whatever it may be.
Bill Clinton in the 90s.
Somebody's making jokes about him.
Even Ross Perot, who wasn't president. I just remember Saturday Night Live. They used to always have those great political comedy sketches where Phil Hartman was always Bill Clinton. I remember one sketch he was, because he had just had I think he had double bypass surgery or something like that. And his Secret Service, they go into a McDonald's because he wasn't supposed to eat fast food anymore. And Phil Hartman's like, "Hey, how you doing all day?" Hey. And he would just keep grabbing food off of people's like platters or whatever that they had, the trays that they had.
Yeah.
And he kept eating, and then I think Tim Meadows was one of the Secret Service agents or something like that. And he's just so he's like, don't tell my wife. It's so stupid. Or Dana Carvey. He did the greatest George Bush Sr. and he did the greatest Ross Perot. Can I finish? It's great. And then Norm Macdonald did the best. He did what's his name? Bob Dole, which was him just holding a pen and going, "I'm Bob Dole." I miss Norm so much.
I miss Norm too.
That guy was great. Well, who was...
We need to go have season $5 each on Norm's memoir book.
Oh, God,
That's just the funniest thing I've...
Well,
I never even finished it. I lost it, but I bought it for 2-3 other people.
Well, what was your favorite... Did you watch SNL at all?
Never religiously. I bought Adam Sandler's Greatest Hits on DVD, Chris Farley. Anybody else?
I would say I stopped watching it.
So I more watched... I like Adam Sandler. I like stuff like that. Was but I never watched it on TV.
He was the early '90s to 94. I think 94 was his last year. 95, something like that. Because that was the late '80s to early '90s. Dude, the amount of talent they had on that show was insane.
Yeah.
They had everyone. I mean, you had guys like John Lovitz, Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Farley, Rob Schneider. You had Tim Meadows was there, Phil Hartman was there, and that's only the guys. And then the female cast was great too, because it always seemed like there was always a great male cast, but not a great female cast. Or there's a great female cast, not male cast. But that stretch, and then even with the Will Ferrells, Molly Shannon,
right? And it's weird that Will Ferrell is a post
up to
that era.
Late,
but he was, yeah.
Yeah, late '80s to I would say early 2000s. I think around when Will Ferrell left, that's when all the great talent started leaving. And even right after they had Then I had like Bill Hader and all those guys. They were actually and Jason Sudeikis.
A lot of people, yeah. Christian Wiig.
That's kind of where I stopped watching it. But even them, like those are all the big names right now. But now Saturday Night Live, I haven't watched it. Like you say, religiously. I think I've seen 1 or 2 episodes in the last 15 years. It's just not the same for me.
I don't know who. I don't know who's on.
But
Pete Davidson.
He not anymore. He was around the time when I stopped watching it.
I thought he was on it recently. I don't know.
But Weekend Update, that was always Norm was always my guy. Weekend Update.
Yeah, see,
he would just make fun of OJ.
Really, everything I've seen from SNL is just from looking up or watching people I've liked. So yeah, I've seen Weekend Update, but I never. Well, I don't. At what point did I start having cable access? On my own, not on the family TV.
I didn't have cable until I think I was like in 6th or 7th grade, and then we had it for like 5 years, and then
we always had it on.
I think we just stopped paying for it.
Yeah, I don't remember, but really, yeah, SNL wasn't big enough at the time for me to like flip it on and watch it.
Well,
no hate on it.
I think when Chappelle's
actually
show,
some hate on it.
I think
or sketch shows in general.
I think when Chappelle's show came out, I think that's when Saturday Night Live. I stopped watching Saturday Night Live.
I did watch Chappelle's show, but also Chappelle's show because you're a couple years older than me. It was pretty much already out when I was in like 7th, 8th grade.
I think I was a sophomore in high school when the first season came out. I was a freshman in high school. Freshman or sophomore when the first season came out.
A Chappelle show?
Yeah. And
it might have been coming out.
And I was like, what is this show everyone keeps talking? Because they were always, every kid was, I'm Rick James, bitch.
Dude, all over the place. Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? And so then I went back and when it came out on DVD, my brother got.
I had it all on DVD.
I think my brother got.
They're probably beat up, but I still do.
Illegal burn copy. Remember back when they had like the DVD burners? Mm-hmm. There was a kid he used to work with, who actually played Little League Baseball with. I don't know if I should say his name because who knows what's going on with him. But good guy. I saw him right before I moved to Los Angeles. He was working at a restaurant as a chef, and he was loving life.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to get my brother a bunch of just burned DVDs and everything. And Chappelle's show season 1, season 2 he got, and so I sat down and just watched the first season. And I think that was the first time was the pop copy. Remember that? It's like, you remember the one where...
Oh yeah, because fuck them. That's why. Dude, I was just thinking about that the other day. Why? Because fuck them.
He's like, if they have PC, say you only take Mac. If they have Mac, say you only take PC. If they say they have both, tell them we take Linux. If they have Linux, tell them the whole system's down. Yeah. Dude, it was so great.
No, that shit was hilarious. I would be curious to see Chappelle do like a season of a sketch show, but I almost feel like it's.
I think he's.
I think he needs to do it.
I think he does. I also think
because I think it's like I was just talking about it at work the other day with a coworker, but I kind of miss a goofier Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, because he's like kind of
not that he isn't. Yeah, it's just like
more serious.
It's like he got too good, and he even like he's so good that he pointed it out that he knows he's good, and there just doesn't seem to be.
And when you're that good. Well, there's always the pushing, what's the next...
He still makes good points and stuff. But
well, no, he does.
Like, yeah.
But when you're young...
Like, I still like watching him, but I'm not like, oh, shit!
Well, when you're young and hungry...
Not that you need to make quotes,
when you're young and hungry, you want to push the boundaries, like the next step. How can I take it to the next level? And I guess when you're the top dog, I guess you need someone to push you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going through his head, because the guy obviously is... Right now, the top dog.
You could, and you could even say, like, he doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. And he's deserved that and earned that. But I do feel...
The comedy world was much better when he was goofy.
It was fun, but he did it. And, like, there's still good stuff. Actually, like, I meant to look at it today to see if it was on Netflix. Shane Gillis has like a comedy show on Netflix. Yeah, Tires.
Yeah, Tires. Yeah.
I want to watch that. Actually, I was just seeing on the internet today some film, probably podcast or something, just some random video on Facebook. But it was a guy talking about Will Ferrell, like in the height of it when he made that Spanish movie.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about it.
Like no one saw it.
Yeah. But he was also like, it was in theaters.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Well, it like kind of snuck up out of nowhere, and I remember, oh my god, he's got an all Spanish translated movie, and I kind of was curious to see it, but I never went to go see it.
It just wasn't, and no like hate on it.
Kind of like when him and John C. Reilly did a Sherlock Holmes movie that.
I was really excited for it when it was announced.
It just came out of nowhere.
Everybody was like, so fucking bad. Like, don't even see it. And I was like, oh, because it sounded. I pictured Sherlock Holmes at Step Brothers level, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
But I know what happened. I think it was a January release movie. It wasn't like a Christmas release movie. Usually the movies that end up in like the first couple weeks of January or like end of January, those are the ones where they're like, let's just throw it out there and see what happens, because we have no idea what's going to...
Well, I mean, I just heard it
usually
was bad.
January, February are like the crap movies.
Yeah.
So...
It's kind of like, it's winter, people are going to go to the theaters if they're...
Well, like we were talking last time about comedy, it just... I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's any... The top guys that used to be... they're still the top guys, I guess you'd say. It doesn't seem like they're just not making movies anymore. It's like Chappelle's doing stand-up, but even he... Like, when's the last special he's had?
Well, it was like this year.
Was it this year?
Yeah, but it he has the Netflix deal.
Yeah, well, that's what with Adam Sandler too. He doesn't have movies that come out in theaters anymore. It's all Netflix.
Well, that's what when I was talking about that Will Ferrell movie, the guy made the point, which is why I brought it up. Made the point in the video is that like it's amazing that was still when a studio for something as weird as this all Spanish spoken Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah,
they put up the money and put it in theaters. But now they don't do that because the return isn't good enough. But they can make the money by just shitting them out and putting them on Netflix. You know what I mean? But I don't see where the return is higher with Netflix. Well, because you don't have to pay to show it in theaters.
Yeah, well...
You just put it out there, and then what? You sell it to Netflix?
So from my understanding, from what I
know it's like an algorithm or something.
What I learned in school is a lot of the times what happens is like the Netflix movies aren't actually Netflix movies.
Right.
They'll go to like festivals or go to these things, and they'll see it and they'll just buy. Because I remember someone was telling me that Netflix studios were hating Netflix because they would go
instead of using them
to festivals, and they would overpay for all these movies just so that they could have only Netflix movies. So the people that made the movie, they got paid, but what happened was instead of going in theaters, they'd go straight to Netflix, which I guess is kind of like straight to DVD, like it was back in the day.
Yeah. It's like a weird.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard in school, and then the studios were like, "Hey, that's not how you do things." And I guess Netflix came in and kind of disrupted the whole thing. But now that it sounds like a lot of these streaming services, they're not really making a lot of money. Like Disney Plus, they have all their own material. And they have to keep... They're in like a cool situation where they have so much past material that... and they have like National Geographic and stuff like that.
Yeah. Disney Plus is pretty good to have.
They're a little bit better off, but then I hear that they're not making money. So I don't...
Right.
Which could, I guess, be what's like going on in the film industry just in general, is that people just aren't really going to movies much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which... I don't know, it kind of saddens me because it's like my church. I love going to the movie theater. Like when we went to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That's what I was just bringing up when I was rewatching the episode.
Thoroughly enjoyed going. Because that's sort of what I do miss about today is that back then I remember hearing stories about like Star Wars or even like The Exorcist or Jaws or Rocky. My dad told me that people were just waiting outside. You would have to wait in line to wait for the next showing like 2 hours, 2.5 hours later to see the movie because that's how many people want to see it. And if you left the line, you have to go back at the end. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like movies today are the event they used to be because I remember even in high school. I mean, you remember we used to go like, hey, let's go see the new Harry Potter movie or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we all would like come together. We would all clear out an entire row. And,
right, but that's also being.
And the whole theater was sold out, and it was like this, like we're all experiencing this moment.
Now that you say that, I feel you don't see that as often. No. Groups at a movie theater.
You don't.
It's either 1, 2 people.
I mean, the last one where
Sometimes
it was completely sold out. I think the last one I was in was Top Gun Maverick. That was where every seat was full.
Well, when I lived in Orlando, I saw movies at Disney Springs, and that's a very popular theater. Yeah.
I mean,
so it does depend where you're at.
But because my theater was where I grew up in Richmond Heights, Ohio. It was Richmond Mall, even though it was kind of ghetto. But I don't know. We always had.
I like the Richmond theater.
I did too.
For what it was.
I like
that's where I saw Whiplash, the first movie I saw by myself.
Yeah, and they had the one old guy that would card me all the time for rated R movies, even though he knew I was over 17.
Yeah,
he would just do it just to mess with me.
This is my... Oh, really?
Yeah, he just messed with me. He's like, I didn't see your ID. I'm like, I'm here almost every other day. What are we doing? What are we doing? But he would just do it. I don't know. Maybe it was out of habit or just wanted to be a dick. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I thought when you said mess with you, I thought you meant he was your homie. He's senile, man. If he doesn't check your ID, he falls apart.
He was the bald, fat manager in the suit. He always carded me. He never would card anyone else. He would only card me. I don't know why. It's probably because when I was 15, 16, I used to buy a ticket for like a PG-13 movie and then go into a rated R movie, and they would never check. Because it was always like the 12 o'clock matinee.
Yeah.
And one time he walked in and looked at me and it was my one buddy at the time that you don't know, but I went to grade school with him and we sort of parted ways mutually because, I don't know, we just...
Right.
Yeah, different schools and turned into different people. Kind of like. But he kind of looked at us and he just walked away, and I think from that moment he was like, I gotta watch these guys.
Right.
Because we were there all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss how like summer blockbusters used to. You would wait for the summer because you had no school. You just go to the movie. Hey mom, can I borrow $20 to go to the movie?
Right.
Get popcorn and all that stuff, and go in and just sit down. And then the previews were only like 12 to 15 minutes. You had like maybe
now
3.
It's
it's like a half hour.
Dude, AMC runs a whole goddamn like 45.
And yeah, if the
which
movie
I like
starts
seeing trailers, but it's just like, let's fucking go.
Don't need to have.
I also miss showing up to a theater to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I get it's convenient, but it's like, remember showing up to a movie early because you wanted good seats?
Well, now if you don't buy it in advance, you'll have crap seats.
Yeah.
Like how we did with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We lucked out. They were the only 2 seats together.
They were decent enough. Yeah, they were
decent enough, but
they were good.
They were kind of close.
Like one more back would have been fine.
Yeah, for me it's a little close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't sitting in the first row. That's the worst. That's the worst seat. Get some
water.
Continue. Taking the good old break.
It was a little spit take, but we're still rolling live.
Spit take. Well, what's now that we're talking about water, what's your favorite type of water?
Favorite type of water?
Are you like a Fiji water guy? Or like a San Pellegrino?
I don't really have. I don't know. Pretty much,
Or
I always looked at it as.
Brita filter purified
I was about
water.
to say Brita filter's fine. Some faucets taste a little funny.
Water
but
with lemon.
water with lemon is nice.
What about water with cucumber?
I've never been wowed by it, but I'm not against it.
I never understood why people. They had this like picture I saw one time where they had like this little cylinder in the center, and you would put fruit.
Oh yeah,
And you
to
might
like
get-
infuse it.
Yeah, and you might get maybe like a pitcher worth of water that tasted like the fruit, and then you'd spend $10, $12 on the fruit, not eat it and throw it away. I don't know why people would buy it.
I mean, you are right.
You waste
You
so much
scam
money.
them. Like, yeah.
It's like, oh, it's infused with berries. Dude, those berries cost like $10.
You're right. You're fucking right.
Well, dude, in stores, dude,
Yeah,
cherries.
I kind of forgot about
Cherries are
those,
like
but yeah.
$9 for a little pack now. It's insane.
No,
Fruit is so
Dude,
expensive.
it's been expensive. Because I do like raspberries.
Well, then out of nowhere, like I remember
Things like that, but they cost so much for like what I'm going to devour.
We went to Costco, and
Like a little bear.
1 week I was like, oh, we'll get some Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts are like $7.59. I was like, what? It went up $1.50? What? And then the next week it was $2.99. So I was like, let's buy like 3 bags.
All the fucking
We
Brussels.
bought 3 bags.
Honey, we're rich.
Yeah. And then it went back up to $5.99.
Yeah.
So it's at $5.99. I wonder if people were complaining about, hey, why'd you raise the price? But
I mean, that's how it moves. I mean,
well, when it's in season, I guess it changes.
in season, also just depending on the quantity they have,
Yeah.
there's different factors to it. Like at any store,
If the
when you're
crop
shopping,
gets destroyed. There've been
Yeah, that would
so
change
many,
it.
There's so many times where like, oh, crop was destroyed, or crop was. I had one where I saw where there was an item, and it was like discontinued due to factory burning down. I was like, okay.
valid. That was his explanation.
That was the explanation.
God damn.
It was like potato chips or something like that.
Like some little like one factory shipped them out, some
Yeah.
handcrafted.
Yeah, and the factory burned down or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I like the jacket. You look like a drug dealer.
Dude. Fucking, how much you want?
You look like an '80s coke dealer
That I
with the shades too. No shirt, also.
because I had the shit.
You got the chest hair out.
Hey, fucking how many bags? No, I actually did pick the jacket
Spared no expense.
because I was like, I don't know what I thought we were gonna talk about, but
well, usually we have a theme.
I was gonna say I put this on with the glasses. I was like, I'll dress up like old Hollywood or some shit.
Well, I mean,
But this is how
you're like,
I kind of
you're
usually
like
dress.
Wolf of
so.
Wall Street on Quaaludes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minus the Quaaludes and
Yeah.
none of the wolf. All of the street, baby.
Well, no, I mean, we sort of had some themes that we want to talk about, but then you were like, that's just bullshit for like an hour.
Yeah. I just feel like, well, one of the things we were discussing was art school, which we can discuss at some point, but it's like what you also said about with like the journaling thing and stuff. That
Sometimes
it's like,
you're not in the mood.
sometimes you're like, I don't.
I don't want to be in a bad mood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I already know.
Like it's like politics, and it's like
There's a lot to it, but like
when you're at a job, you can't stand like past jobs I've had where the management's terrible, dude. I don't
anything it could be,
and it ruins the mood.
and you do it in the action as an act of productivity and positivity, but when you're trying to fill time and you're trying to talk about a topic, I always like to be like also devil's advocate. So it's inevitable that talking about something like that you're gonna bring up things that you're already complaining about. I mean, both of us, just like in conversation. And I think there's a lot of good things to talk about with like art schools, but it was one of those things where it's just like, I'm down to record. I'm down to chat.
Just not that subject.
Let's chat. Like,
Yeah.
let's... Or we could have maybe sat around and like figured like some fun bubble conversation.
Yeah.
But conversation in itself
is
like
conversation.
Our book.
Yeah, like we're trying to like again, me and Derrick we just decided to a few days ago.
Yeah, it's almost the laziest way to write a book, but it will write a book.
It will. We write half the amount.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but like, I also think it's kind of a unique idea.
I think it's unique too. But it's a good way to.
And I want to publish it. Even if it doesn't sell anything, I just want to publish it.
Yeah.
That I
so I was cutting you off, but if you want to explain what it is.
So we are writing, and we're calling it Conversation. Well, I said conversations, and you said no. Just say conversation. So it's literally just me and him. Essentially, what we're doing right now is having a conversation.
Exactly. It's just...
But in book form, and it's kind of a unique process where I write something and you read it over, and then you write something, and then maybe a day goes by or 2 days go by, and then I write something back.
Yeah.
And we just keep writing back and forth. And what I've discovered with journaling in particular, I've been journaling a lot more, and I'm glad that we're kind of doing this like as a co-thing.
Right. I was just about to say it helps.
Because sometimes, like what we were talking about earlier, like getting like in a bad mood, getting pissed off, like you come home from work and you're just like pissed off at whatever it was at work. Sometimes when you just sit down, put on some music. A lot of the times, what I do is I put on my favorite musical score for my favorite movies. Like recently, right now. The song that the two songs I'm listening to is A Hymn of the Sea, the Titanic. It's basically the Titanic theme song without Celine Dion, and then the theme song to October Sky. Because every time I watch,
right. I know you like that one.
That is maybe that's a topic we should talk about in this podcast later down the road. What movie makes you cry the most? October Sky for me. But journaling, so I don't forget what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when I'm pissed off and angry and just frustrated with, job and life in general, when you write it out and you start to, when you start to realize, why are you mad? Or you are mad, you got through it and you moved on.
Yeah.
And you see the other side of it.
The 2D level of it.
And you can calm down. Yeah. And it actually is like a calming effect for me. And it seems like now my personal philosophies that I've read about, like the meditations. I've listened to some of the meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I can understand where he's coming from now because I have been able to step back and look from a distance. Why am I mad, or why is this situation the way it is, and what can I do better, or what can I change, or how can I go about doing this differently?
Right.
I think that's one thing for me. Journaling has really helped, and I think people should do it often themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, it's also a form of creating. You're even though it pure
flicks a lot of switches that
free form writing
many people do in a regular day. Even I consider myself a creative, but I'm not always creating. I know more people are. Regardless, point being is there's something about
pen to paper, the physical act, choosing words, writing it down, and actually taking
that
time
stimulates
out of your day.
More. Yeah, because you feel
better.
You can talk or like when you're thinking, you're literally not forming full sentences.
Yeah.
How people almost don't even hear the voice in their head.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I don't see pictures, or I can't imagine things.
Well, and when you're writing, you can actually slow down.
Yeah, there's a focus. It's kind of like when we talk about, even with writing, or like trying to work on something, putting something on in the background.
Yeah.
And it helps you focus.
Yeah, because there's something
with
else.
With writing, it kind of puts focus on the act of writing. That kind of helps narrow thought
Well, when in high school, well, not just in high school, in grade school, middle school, I used to I never liked doing math homework. Even though I was really good at it, I couldn't stand math homework. So what I would do is I would always put the TV on in the background in low volume. Every now and then I'd peek up to see what was going on, and I'd go back down. A lot of times I'd put a movie on I'd seen 100 times. And what always gets me is I know I'm not going to fully be invested in the movie at all. Occasionally I'll look up, and if it's like one of my favorite scenes, I'll turn the volume up and watch it for a second, and then turn it right back down. I will spend 10, 15, 20 minutes picking a movie, and like, no, I don't want to watch that because it's too good. But then at the end of the day, it's like, dude, you're not going to watch it anyway,
right?
So who cares?
But I do that, so many nights I've been like, I'm going to watch something, and all I did was watch menus. But sometimes just clicking through movies, if you look at that as a experience.
That's one thing about streaming services I don't like, is because I will sift through for like 20 minutes, a half hour, and by the time I pick something, I don't even want to watch the movie. That's what I miss about like things like Blockbuster, where you would actually physically go and get it and look around, and you could pick. There are hundreds, thousands of movies in there, and you're like, and you saw like the front cover of like the movie. Oh, what's that? Or like, oh, Jack Nicholson. Oh, Keanu Reeves. Ooh, Tom Cruise. Ooh, sci-fi. Like, I miss that.
Yeah. No, I do too.
And everything was categorized. You had science fiction, action, drama, romantic comedy.
It was very simplified.
New releases around the outside wall.
But also, I did enjoy when Netflix was just like mail service DVDs, but also they did have streaming on the internet. And they had oddly super specific, way more specific categories than they do now. Not that they're that specific anymore.
It's very general now. It's hard to find certain movies now on Netflix.
But I remember like being a freshman in high school, or whenever it was, sophomore, being on the computer and like, I think I was watching Hellraiser or something for the first time.
Ooh, good one.
But the subgenre was like 80s horror movies with focus on practical effects and cult following. Like,
it's like
it would be shit like
specific.
that. Yeah. But it would be categories like that. But it'd be so, especially because it was early on, and I'm such a fan of like 80s and campy horror movies.
Dude,
and it was the same with comedies and stuff.
Great though.
Oh, Hellraiser is fantastic. Actually, I mean, I've seen the entire series.
Well, didn't you say the second one is your favorite? Or is it the third one? Because I know you said the first one wasn't your favorite. Or was the first one?
No.
Because I've seen 1 and 2. That's all I've seen.
I'd maybe say the first one. I like the second one.
The first one for me.
Because of it, like, showing the Leviathan and actually going to hell. And, like, I liked seeing that kind of fantastical other side of it.
The 80s practical.
Yeah. The third one is a lot of fun as an 80s slasher. But it's like, it's stupid. Like...
Well, that's kind of like we, Teresa, my fiance, if the audience doesn't know that, she's soon-to-be wife, but we were watching in October, this past October, we watched all of the Friday the 13th movies, and the first one, you've seen all of them, have you? Or no?
You know, I've put a lot of them on, and growing up, I was always a Jason Voorhees fan, but I had never really seen them. And like, I don't know. Whenever I see him, I'm like, I don't like him as much as some of the other ones.
The first one is like a straight slasher flick, but then you
with the burlap bag.
Yeah, but then you don't.
Or the
it's kind. I mean,
pillowcase.
I mean, you've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Jason's not even in the movie.
No, right.
Yeah. Well. Maybe he is. I don't know.
No, I mean, it's...
I don't, yeah.
There's fucking, 10, 11, 12 other movies. Yeah,
that's old. And then the second one, all of a sudden the second one is, like, more violent. The third one is, like, almost like a comedy. I don't remember which one, but I just remember watching one, and it was almost like a horror comedy. It got so over the top, and then the fourth one was, like, a hardcore, like detective story horror. And,
dude, there's one.
And then the last one was like Jason in New York. And that's where we stopped. We were like, I don't know
Really?
this one. And then
Yeah.
there was Jason. That was like
Jason X was
space. Is that in space?
Yeah, that one I remember watching back in the day. That one's just a cool one. I mean, at the time, people were like, "This is one we grew up with."
It just got campier and campier, man.
But it was cool because he had like nanobots like on him and shit. Because he was like famous. It takes place in the future.
Yeah.
And like the undying corpse of Jason Voorhees was like a relic or something. Not like to the country, but they were shipping it to like a space museum or something. Yeah. And while they're on it, like the ship also had like researching on nanotechnology. And I don't know if they hit an asteroid or something, but like the nanos went and like repaired Jason's body. That's why he has the metal mask and shit. So he was like a cyborg Jason. And it's like super, like right off the bat.
Like what is going on?
A girl, oh shit, what's it called? When it sprays nitro, you freeze?
Oh, oh God.
Right, cryo.
No, it's
It was one of those things where I was thinking about it, and then
liquid nitrogen.
yes, yeah.
That's the liquid nitrogen where it freezes inside.
Okay, yeah. She got sprayed with it. Had got frozen, like, and then he like bashes the head.
Kind of like in
so there's like
Demolition
space
Man.
I've actually never seen. We've talked about.
I haven't.
Right? Isn't that
Wesley Snipes and Stallone.
Yeah, I know the like. I'm a blast from the past, baby.
Dude, it's such a good movie.
But I've never actually seen it.
Oh, there's I even think Jesse the Body Ventura is in it for like one scene. He's like one of the henchmen. I think that's him. I don't remember if it was or not. Dude, that's such a great. You've never seen Demolition Man?
No, sir. But we can watch it if you want.
We gotta watch. That's like one of the classic '90s movies.
I've never been against it.
Wesley Snipes back in the day was so great.
And well, he's a legend.
Did you know?
It's weird his careers, and he
looks
a little different in a weird way.
Well,
I mean, he's older and he disappeared.
His
well, yeah, exactly. Like he just got older, and it's just kind of like I think when everybody's like, "Oh, Wesley's in this movie," they think Blade. Then they see like, who's this random old black dude?
I heard somewhere.
Not that he's not more than that. But
I think my favorite movie of his is White Man Can't Jump.
Which I also haven't seen. Dude, we were talking about that the other day.
That's an amazing movie. Yeah. That's one of the greatest sports movies.
Didn't you say it was like one of Kubrick's
favorite movies?
Yeah,
it's one of his favorite movies from what I looked up. But in White Man Can't Jump, I think it was the director that was talking about it, or Wesley Snipes was talking about it. But apparently, I don't think Wesley Snipes was very good at sports. Like, he wasn't good at baseball, but they were able to get him to do enough to make him look good at baseball.
Right.
He wasn't really good at basketball, but he looked amazing in White Man Can't Jump. So if they're saying he wasn't that great at basketball, he looked amazing.
Right.
Whatever he did just to look just good enough.
I mean, they could have done 50 takes of one move or one play.
But the guy.
At some point, you're gonna nail it.
Well, isn't he like a second degree, third degree black belt in something? So the guy's.
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, I think he is.
No idea.
The dude's an athlete, so the guy's an athlete.
Right.
So I mean, if you're an athlete, you can kind of figure it out. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great athlete, but I can figure out pretty much all sports as long as it's not golf. I, for some reason, cannot figure out golf or swim. I can't swim. But
we'll get you there.
Yeah, we'll get me there, especially if I want to go scuba
both
diving.
of them.
But I was thinking about this at work. This is actually one of the things I was thinking about writing down in the book, the journal that we were writing. What is a movie that is considered like a classic or cult classic or whatever it is that you saw that was overrated?
So it was already a cult classic when I saw it?
Or a classic, or it was a big hit, or whatever that came out. I'm kind of curious, because I know mine. Because when I first saw it in, I think, 6th or 7th, I think 7th grade I saw it. And when I saw it, when the movie ended, I was...
You're just like...
No, that's not... No, this is not working for me. And everyone...
Well, what is yours?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, really?
I cannot stand that movie for some reason. I think it's over the top. It's got so many cheesy lines. I think
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I was very young when that came out. Like that's. I have to be biased because of nostalgia. I haven't seen it forever, but
I harshly judge it, even though I kind of like the aspects of it, kind of like the movie, but all of the football play, the actual football playing, seems staged. If you got rid of all the football, I love the movie. Put the football in, I hated it.
When did you see this for the first time?
7th grade on Caught Being Good with my entire school. So Caught Being Good. So if you didn't get a demerit at the end of the month,
they would take you to.
No, they would rent a movie from Blockbuster.
So you saw it when it came out,
and they projected a giant screen, and the whole school would watch it.
How long had it been out?
It was 7th grade. I think it came out in 2001, 2002. So it just came out on DVD. I didn't see it in theaters.
And you saw it, and you were like, at that age, fuck these football plays?
Yeah, I thought it was horrible.
Really?
I
never watched sports that much.
Same thing with Coach Carter. I cannot...
Really?
Coach Carter, the actual physical basketball scenes where they're playing basketball is so staged. I know sports in general is staged on movies.
Well, yeah, right, yeah.
But when you watch White Men Can't Jump, they're actually playing basketball. Mm-hmm. When you're watching Hoosiers, they're actually playing basketball. When you're watching Major League, they seem like they're literally playing basketball. I mean, baseball. Mm-hmm. What's another great sports? Rudy, you didn't really see any football to the end of the game. Mm-hmm. It was more about his individual
But that is an interesting
story.
aspect that they when making the movie or directing or creating it, the aspect being on, it's a sports movie. Sports people will see it. Like, focus on the acting, and then, throw the football around a couple times, run it.
Everyone I've talked to said,
back to the hospital scene.
I think it's a little overrated. Everyone tells me I'm crazy. Like, dude, it's one of the best sports movies of all time. And it might be one of the best sports movies of all time.
The detail you bring up is an interesting aspect. It
totally takes me out of the movie. Every time they play football.
Yeah.
It is the final play of the game. They have a double QB reverse to win the game. That is not realistic at all.
All right.
So you have the one quarterback who's the backup quarterback because the other quarterback got hurt. He tosses it to the quarterback, and then he tosses the running back, and then he tosses it to the other quarterback, and then the one quarterback is the lead blocker for the quarterback, and he runs for a touchdown against the best team in the state that they were written off saying there's no chance they could beat this team. They run a play with 10 seconds left that no one, and they're on their 20-yard line.
Right.
There's no one in.
But
it was so not believable to me. I literally said, I'm like, forget this movie.
My defense in that is I feel like it's like pro wrestling. You know what I mean? They want to show you something crazy or unbelievable, and you're sitting there like...
I have a feeling what happened was...
But you're right.
Dude, you know what is another better movie?
But they're not really grounded movies.
Dude, you know what is has better football? Dude, Little Giants. Little Giants is one of the best...
Really? I haven't seen Little Giants in so long.
That is one of the best...
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Longest Yard.
That is one of the best sports movies I've ever seen. I love that
I haven't seen it in so long.
And it's with kids. It's little kids playing football.
Sports movies don't have the run that they used to.
Rocky seemed like it was real. When I watched Rocky, that seemed like they were really boxing. Because I think they actually were.
In some moments, but then there's a few of the takes, if you've marathoned them enough, you see
you see them missing the punch.
They were committed enough that...
One of my favorite scenes of that movie, in the last round, Rocky and Apollo Creed are just standing there, and it's like over Rocky's shoulder looking at Apollo, and they cut to Rocky.
And one or two.
And one. And if you look in the audience, there's no one in the audience because they couldn't afford to pay half people.
Yeah.
So, but it kind of worked because it was only them in the ring and nothing else mattered.
Right.
They kind of blacked out. Special... But it was really cool. But yeah, no, I remember the Titans for me. And it was just over the top. At times, it was so over the top. It was too overly inspirational. It was too overly inspirational.
It was a cookie for the family.
I know.
And then the betterment of people.
It was too overly inspirational.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just surprised you would react that way at that age.
You know, in 7th grade.
Right. It'd be different if you saw it like yesterday. I'd be like, all right, that's fair.
But I remember everyone in my class like, that was so good. And I said, I turned to my one buddy and I was like, dude, I couldn't stand it.
Left side, strong side.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Hey, no, that's fair. You're allowed to have that. Man, that.
If you're going like what's a
fully,
perfect sports movie? If you gave me Hoosiers every day of the week, I would watch that movie every day of the week. That movie. What do you see? The ducks out there?
No, I was just twisting, but I'm trying to crack my back and my hip at the same time.
I love those little ducks, man. And I love the our maintenance guy comes with that pole.
He's just like, yeah.
And then 5 minutes later they come back.
Right. They must fucking hate him. Well, because they probably poop around, and if it's around the pool, they have to clean the poop.
I think one of the bald maintenance guy, I think he said right before you came, or did you come when they were fixing up the pool?
I might have been bringing stuff up on and off.
So I think they spent like 30 or 40 grand to remove all the tile, retile it, and then put water back in. They spent like 40 grand. And like, yeah, we can't have this happen again. But I mean, that was, I guess.
And it was from the ducks?
Yeah, pooping. It stained the bottom. Yeah. So they don't want that in there. So, but those things are in the water all the time. They're probably in the water right now. Those things are lit,
right.
Dude.
No, they're always there.
The only way you're gonna get rid of those bad boys is get the BB gun.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, that's the only way you're getting rid of those guys. They're
$50 off of rent per duck you bring into the office.
Dude, they're like in a 5-star hotel.
I would feel, yeah. No, I support them, but I get that. But
it's
for enough money,
it's
I'll
2
kill
melons
anyone.
and one duck.
Oh yeah, right.
Get the 2 dudes and the 1 chick in there, and they're just like doop 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 doop. Yeah.
They're over by the pond in the trash cans. There's like a whole absolute gaggle of geese.
Dude, they shit everywhere.
The little babies have gotten bigger.
Oh, really? The geese?
Yeah.
The ones that have been waddling around?
You can see that they're like...
dude, yeah,
almost like
they were
geeses.
They were by the water the other day. So.
Yeah. I like them. I like this neighborhood.
I like our pond. Our pond's really cool.
It's a nice pond.
Yeah.
And
we got 2 pools. We got the nice little grill over there by the main pool. That's all you really need.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah,
right?
you can't ask for more. Grilling, dude. Those steaks, the Memorial Day.
Yeah, and the veggies.
The veggies. Oh, and it was a good choice. I wish we would have made coleslaw with it.
Oh right.
Because we were trying to make coleslaw with it. Because we bought all these ingredients to make coleslaw. We bought it was I think it was cucumber seeds. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You put in the coleslaw?
And you put, I guess that's in coleslaw. I didn't know that.
And I feel like there's a lot of ways to make coleslaw. Isn't it just cabbage and mayo, more or less?
We gotta cabbage and then like the sauce you mix
whatever.
with. We gotta get that mixture of coleslaw from that. What was that one Mexican restaurant by your parents' house?
Coyotes?
Yeah, dude, I could have just eaten that.
Yeah.
And I would have been good.
Oh, dude, I don't know how to crack that case. I bet if you Google, so much stuff is on the internet.
Mexican slaw.
You see how my last entry in the book was about phones and confusion?
Yeah.
But
how's it been without the phone?
Fucking draining. I can't wait for it to be fixed, which is just a matter of time because I was looking it up this morning. But kind of what I wrote in the book. So I lost my phone over a week ago. But got a new phone and waiting for Apple
to unlock your
to reset the password so I can whatever it may be, details, blah 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 blah. But yeah, just more or less raw dogging life. I mean, I have a laptop, and sometimes I'm on that, and I've been working a lot. Luckily, we did stuff, but dude, I don't know. It just puts such a big focus on like this morning. I would have liked to go to the beach. Now, I think I'm getting a feel for the area.
Yeah.
I think I actually could have made it to Jack's Beach and back, but regardless,
It's nice having the GPS.
Yeah, like I wrote that I was like, I always looked at the phone and even used it as a distraction. But you kind of forget how much you can do with a phone and opportunity and time. Like
the more and more we have these technologies that do the things for like GPS and everything.
Yeah,
I remember my dad.
It really takes away.
My dad used to be able to, like let's say I had like a basketball game or something or a baseball game at a particular park. He'd be like, oh yeah, I know where that is. You take I-271, then get off at this exit, turn left on Gordon Street, and then it's right there. And I'm like, how in God's name do you know that? He's done it so many times that he knows it all.
Right.
I have
but
to
that's the thing, I've never picked it up because...
I have to go off of landmarks.
Yeah, I go off of landmarks too, but I also... I don't know, I've moved around a good amount.
You haven't been able to get the...
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I never really... I was always like, if I was hanging out with friends or stuff,
well, it took me 3 years.
I was usually the one who
it took me 3 years to figure out.
Hopped in the back of the car or whatever it may be, passenger.
In LA, it took me 3 years to figure out LA. And even when I did, the plate
I just started finding out Orlando.
When we wanted to go to like Universal Studios, because we had passes one year during COVID, it was like 75% off. So we got, I think it was two yearly passes for like $90 a piece, which is like 4 times that.
Right.
And so like, why not? After the first time, it's paid for.
Yeah.
It paid
like
for itself. So we went to Universal. I don't know, like 8 times.
Yeah.
We just hung out, went on some rides. Yeah, Universal Hollywood is not as good as. Well, I haven't been the one here in Orlando, but I promise you, it's 1,000 times better.
What, Hollywood?
Yeah, Hollywood. There's the main.
Oh, you said Orlando's better?
Yeah, the main attraction with Hollywood is the Hollywood tour. There's a few rides. They have like the Jurassic Park one, it's the log ride where you go down in the water, which I'm sure Orlando probably has.
Yeah,
that.
where you see the T-Rex.
And then they have the Transformers indoor roller coaster, the Mummy roller coaster that's indoors. They don't have. I don't think they have. They have the Harry Potter. They have the 2 Harry Potter rides. That's about it.
And they have Harry Potter World, right?
Yeah, they have Harry Potter World, but it's. I heard the one in Orlando is a little bit bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's is it Disney the one that has Avatar Land?
Yes,
okay.
That's Disney. That's at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Well, that's the one of the ones we haven't been to yet. Because to be honest,
Animal Kingdom's
nice.
To be honest, it's a zoo.
If you really want to,
which is good, but it's a lot of money for.
We went to Epcot one day, and then we went to the main one. What's the Magic Kingdom? The following is we had 2 passes, and that was the second day is when you showed up. With us, and then we went on the Tron ride, which was fun.
Yeah,
you're just like, if you open your eyes, you're like, ha ha ha, because you're going so fast, and your eyes are like. The last time that happened, we went on the Millennium Force. It was me and you, and we were in the front seat. I love the front seat because the back seat I get too much of the stomach thing, and I don't like that as much. But the front one, you kind of go, and then you go down, and I don't get the stomach thing as much.
Yeah,
I just remember Millennium Force. My eyes were so watery because you're just like,
yeah, just getting fucking blasted.
And you're going so fast, and really, honestly, Millennium Force. Besides the first hill, I think you do 1 loop or 2 loops, and then that's really about it. But you're going so fast. That's what makes it so fun because you're going so fast.
It'd be cool to go to Cedar Point again. I feel like Cedar Point's got to be trashier than we remembered.
Well,
don't you think?
I think they closed down Top Thrill. I think that.
I think yeah.
But here's the crazy thing.
It was never a bougie place, but I feel like
here's the crazy thing. Everyone that
like everything else.
Everyone that finds out that I'm from Cleveland, they were like, "Oh my God, have you gone to Cedar Point?" I'm like, "I used to go all the time."
Yeah.
It's like that's my one dream amusement park I haven't gone yet to. I'm like, oh, because I had a couple of people at work that have gone to Kings Island, and they think Kings Island's great.
Is what, by Dayton?
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati,
something like that.
right.
I like Kings Island.
I think I was there
Cedar
for
Point
like
is
a
much
Halloween
better.
celebration.
For me, Cedar Point's better.
Yeah,
I've
never
been voted,
been on anything.
I think it's been voted several times the greatest amusement park in the world. So
right.
So I think we have the most roller coasters. Well, I don't know about
It's
now. I don't know about now after closing down.
I don't know if it's
downtown.
most. I think Cedar Point's big thing is because somebody else is always building another bigger, faster thing. But I think they've broken, as a park, broken the most records, and it also has like the most record breaking as a collective.
Well, they had the first ever hybrid roller coaster, which I don't even know what that is.
Dude, that one was so good.
I have to
was
go
it before I moved? Steel Vengeance?
Because that used to be the villain. And then they turned,
they
turned that into...
They kind of turned the guts into a magnetic...
Yeah, it's a magnet track.
So the record that one broke was it's the most amount of time you're lifted out of your seat. And like, from being like...
The magnet?
Just the fucking gravitational pull or like...
if the magnet doesn't work, you just go...
No, because it is connected. It is connected. But the bar is just like, it just goes above your knees.
Yeah.
And you are locked in, and since it's kind of old school, it doesn't do loops, so I don't know. It just felt so smooth and felt so like...
Well, I remember the villain, because I think the villain at one point was the longest track ever, or longest wooden track ever.
See, that's like pretty much everything they make
and you're
is
on it
breaking
for like,
some record at that moment.
You were on it for like 2 minutes, and it felt like it was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I remember before...
It also was the most painful under groin.
Dude, it was painful, and it felt like dangerous. Like
Dude,
almost.
The Magnum is painful under groin, because the first jump you go down, and then do another one, and you're like,
ha! And just like,
ha!
But that line is like...
There's no line, so you just keep going on.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best. I remember that last time we went on how many times? Like 18 times?
I don't know, so many fucking times.
And I was like, guys, I gotta stop going. This is too many times.
Yeah. We're just like, run it again, run it again. And that's a weird one, because it feels smaller, but it goes so high up, but nothing's around.
Yeah,
like that first
you see
drop.
Everything.
That like, sometimes you're like, this is an old-ass roller coaster. Yeah. Like, you almost feel naked that high up.
Well, the one... What's
but
the
we
one?
kept doing it.
What's the one that is the U?
Jesus, take the wheel.
What's the one that's the U that just does this?
Oh, the Twister or something?
Yeah. That I call that the concussion ride, because every time you go up, your head goes when you go back down. Because it corkscrews, and then you come back down, and it's just like and your head just like.
There was one time I went on that.
And the Raptor does that too.
What's the Raptor?
The first ever where your feet are dangling. It's like the first ever one that did that.
Is that at Cedar Point?
That's like their most. That was like their most famous one for like the longest time before the Millennium Force came out.
Is it still the Raptor?
It's the green and purple one. It's the first one when you walk in.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
We went on it like several times when we went there.
I don't remember all the names.
Yeah.
I remember the Magnum because we went on it so many
But the Raptor...
Gatekeeper's cool.
Gatekeeper, when you're like going and all of a sudden it twists in the last minute.
And it feels...
You're like,
every time I've been on it, it feels like... I've been on it maybe 3 or 4 times, but every time I get off it, I'm like, that for some reason feels the most like flying.
Yeah.
The way it's kind of like...
Well, that was the one where when we went with Big John, you were just ripping ass.
Oh,
you're like, guys, hold my spot. I need to like go over there for a moment. And you were just like... and you just ripping ass. Because the night before you got drunk and ate bloody steaks.
Well, yeah, because all the boys were, yeah.
you just ate like several raw steaks. And then I found
They were slightly cooked. Hey, everybody else.
We found that video.
Everybody.
That video I found on Teresa's phone where you were like, that was that same night.
Yeah, that would have been that night.
You had such short hair.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, have you cut your hair at all?
It's been cut a couple times.
What's the longest it's ever gotten?
I don't know. I've done it myself once or twice. The last time I got it was just from Great Clips, and I was just like, if it seems dead, just cut it off, like inch 2, 3, whatever.
I do my own, and the reason why I don't go to, it's all because of Los Angeles. I went into like kind of like a Great Clips, but it's called something else, and a regular haircut was like $45, and then you don't have to, but it's very frowned down upon. I heard if you don't tip.
Yeah, because it is kind of a tip service.
So I was like. I paid like $65. I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. So I just said, I'm going to have short hair from now on. I just take a one blade and zerp, and buzz my head. I also hate hair when it touches my ears. I don't like when hair touches my
Oh,
ears.
really? You're just kind of like,
Yeah.
you need to be mobile.
Well, mobile. We're going mobile.
It's time to go mobile.
I was born in the darkness. You only adopted it. Let me see what breaks
Mr.
first.
Wade.
Your body or your spirit or something. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
what the line was.
Oh, yes. I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit or your body?
That was such a great scene because I remember Bane was just, the camera was following him in a circle,
Yeah.
and then out of nowhere, Batman would come in and try, like, and then he'd go, "Bah!" And then he would, like, yeah, that was
All
such a
while
great...
giving, like, a Shakespeare monologue.
That was such a great scene.
Just, oh.
That's got to be such a cool thing, because I remember Christopher Nolan talking about that, how when you're making a movie and someone comes up to you, or someone that you've never met and doesn't know who you are, quotes your movie, quotes a line from your movie that you wrote. Mm-hmm. How cool that must be to quote a line from the movie that you made, and they don't even know you're the person that made it.
And they're saying it to you?
No, they just, like, I think I remember him saying that he heard a story. He was telling a story about how he was in the movie theater. Sometimes I guess he goes to like he'll just randomly go to movie theaters and stuff like that and go in and see a movie, and then walks out with everyone, and he sort of like waits to the very, very end so that no one really. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I could be totally talking this out of my ass, because sometimes you hear these stories and you don't know if they're from the person or they're from someone that heard the story.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing a story that he said it's always cool to hear the line that you wrote being quoted by people.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool. But
No, that is super cool. I agree. But you can't have that moment if you don't
you can't
do things.
always get what you want.
How long we record for?
I don't know. What we got here, guys? I think, let's see. I think we're just under an hour.
Oh, we're just under an hour?
I think just under an hour. I think I see 50 on there.
That works.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was a successful conversation.
Yeah, I think there's enough little nuggets.
Little nuggets.
Yeah.
Little turd nuggets
To enjoy and listen to.
Enjoy. But yeah, I like doing this. This is fun. I'm glad we come together and do this every now and then.
I agree, and we will do it weekly. Usually we are able to.
And we'll do it for you. No.
All for you.
All for you.
It was all for you, Damien.
Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, it'll never happen again.
Won't happen again. Yeah, no. Usually we're able to like nail like, oh well, this episode was about. But it's a couple film boy, arty boy, just a couple boys, couple men
shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit. Yeah. If they already watched a couple of them,
they know that sometimes you're gonna get some of these.
Yeah. Like a filler episode.
Yeah, kind of like that one episode.
Content, consistent content. Internet is king.
Kind of like that one episode in season 2 of Stranger Things that just totally seemed.
Oh yeah, that one.
That was a filler.
That was a filler, but that was also them going with like it was like the X-Men episode, but it wasn't X-Men. But that was them being like,
let's go to Chicago.
Can we do a spin-off of this or something? Like I think that was them just like throwing a fish hook out there
and see what
and
happens.
then being like, yeah,
and then
never fucking mind.
I remember on IMDb, you see like 9.2, 9.3, 9.1, 8.9, 4.
Yeah, no, and it's bad.
It's like the 6th or 7th episode. It's like 4.
I've actually watched Stranger Things with some people a couple times, and like every time that episode's on, it's just like it doesn't match the theme. It matches it fits in the story because she's 11. That there would be other ones.
Yeah,
like,
but it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't feel.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it belonged.
It's a completely different thing.
Does that guy have like a Jimmy Neutron haircut?
Nah, he just has a big head.
He just has like a nice curl of hair.
Nope. You know what?
I
see what you're talking about.
He's got one of these. It's
yeah.
He's got like a Jimmy Neutron haircut.
Brain blast.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of gel. Gel in the hair.
Depends. Depends what look.
Well, you're a coconut
time.
oil guy. So do you put that in your hair, the coconut oil?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
What does that do?
To shower, just keeps it together. Some of the frizz. I got really curly hair, and it quickly, especially with humidity.
Because there are some times where I'll open up door handles and I'm like, why is this so greasy?
Really? Yeah.
And the first thing I think is I
don't wash my hair every day.
Like
but...
a couple hours ago, I just barged in. Hey, I want to film an episode. And I was like, oh, if I was ruining alone time, my fault.
No. You weren't, but I just was like,
It was like that one time when I had with the boombox. What song was I playing?
Shit, what?
What song was
I don't think it was the I'm Still Alive.
Well, I think it was, or was it Night Shift? I don't remember. And because we have the shared bathroom though. What's it called? The co-ed bathroom, or what the hell it is?
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say that's co-ed because co-ed usually two sings.
I don't know, but it's the one where door to your room, door in my room. There's a bathroom now. Whatever they call that, I don't know what it's called. I just decided I was playing music. I was feeling good, and I just decided to kick open your door, and you're like, oh, and you were totally.
I had just dropped
bottomless.
I was switching into shorts.
Luckily, you grabbed a piece of cardboard. I think you grabbed a piece of cardboard.
No, I don't know if I had. I think I might have been holding my shorts or something.
Oh God! Yeah.
But it was literally just while facing the door, and then I see the door opening, and it was just like, oh, no. But alas, that's okay.
One of these days, one of us will walk in on the other one.
It's inevitable.
It will happen.
It will
happen.
Like,
especially in the morning when I take showers in the dark, because it helps me.
Every once in a while.
I know
it's been a while since I've opened the door. I know that.
I know that because when I first did, you're like, "Are you taking a shower?"
Yeah.
In the dark, and I was
like half asleep, opening the door, and I just heard the water. I was like.
Well,
Greg?
I used to do it when I was working at Amazon because I would have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was another way. I close my eyes when I shower. Mm-hmm. It's like another way of keeping. It's like napping while you shower.
Yeah.
And so, I try to literally, I try to lower my eyes to the lower. I try to lower my eyes down. It actually does help me wake up. But if I put my contacts in, it also helps. If I can't put my contacts in when my eyes are not awake. Yeah. Because they get really dry and then, just...
Right. Yeah.
So I started doing that when I was in Los Angeles to help me wake up and also, take, a nap.
Yeah, continue.
And then I just continuously do it because I liked it. And then sometimes, especially in our apartment that we lived over there before we moved into this one, the air vent that sucks all the... what's it called? The steam from the shower. Mm-hmm. It's so loud. I can't hear if I'm putting on a podcast or music or whatever in the bathroom. I turn it off so I can hear. So sometimes when I shower, I'll listen to an audiobook.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I can't hear the audiobook because it seems like it's a little lower.
Yeah.
Even when I have it max on my phone, it's still a little bit lower. But I like listening to audiobooks or I like listen to podcasts.
I was listening to podcasts and music and stuff on my
but I remember the first time you just walked in, you're like, are you showering with the lights off? And I'm like, yeah. And you're just, it sounds like you're so surprised. But now, I assume that you're probably like, I'm just going to go downstairs and not walk in on them.
Yeah. I don't think for the longest time, I just took light on, light off. Yeah. Somebody's in there.
Now you're like,
the lights.
Is the shower on?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I heard the water, but it was definitely really early in the morning. So I probably just had to pee or something. Opened the door and was just like, what the fuck is happening in here? Greg, are you naked in the shower?
Yes.
Yes.
Fool me
yes,
once,
I am.
Shame on you. Fool me twice. You didn't catch me naked.
You didn't catch me naked, but it will happen again. All right.
I think that's good. There we go. But I guess the whole promoting thing, like and subscribe.
Yes.
We got 3 subscribers right now. We're kicking ass.
I think I'm one of them.
I think I'm one of them too. So there's the one person that's not us. I'm still alive. But yeah.
That's just a matter of, and we can even learn how to be 30-year-olds promoting in a
Not just
digital
our
world.
podcast, but our art.
Our
Our art is for sale for whoever wants to buy it.
Yeah, if anybody, yeah.
If anyone wants to buy it. One day we will sell art.
I know.
One day.
I need to work. I should work on that other one.
It'll be a nude of me in stick figure form.
And be like, this is Gregory.
Head, stick.
Wiener.
Hey, I think that's good.
Thank you for listening.
I'm Greg.
I'm Derek.
Let's do it.
We did life.